Okay, this is now 5 minute tarot for January the 19th, 2017. Keep forgetting the date. Okay, so I shuffled a moment ago and I picked this card. It's a three of batons reversed. And I had a thought, and so I looked through the deck for another card, and I'll show you that in a minute. So, with the reverse card, I think it's a good idea to start with the card upright, talk about what it means, and then, because it's reversed, include a but or a however, or some kind of qualification to what you've said. So somebody wants to know, are my plans going to come to fruition? And because the three of batons is generally a good and optimistic card, the answer is yes. If the three of batons is reversed, yes, but it's going to take a little bit longer than you think. Or yes, but you're going to have to redo one or two parts of your plan. Or yes, but it's important to every 2 weeks look at what your progress is, because you're going to find that some things ought to be or could be changed or modified to some extent. And if you're willing to look at your project and assess its progress every 2 weeks and make needed changes, then you'll find that you have greater success. If you do nothing and just keep it going the way you originally set it up, it'll be okay, but it won't be as good as it would be if you were to assess as you go. So that's one way of looking at a reverse card. Look at it upright first, and then, depending on what the question was or is, then you figure out some kind of glitch or some kind of way that it could go wrong, or some kind of way that it's not going to turn out the way you think exactly, and talk about that. And that's one useful way of dealing with a reverse card, instead of turning everything the right way up. Because the other thing is, I've said this before, but a reverse card can indicate a delay. Right, it's going to happen, but not as quickly as you want, or not as soon as you expect. And that's useful knowledge to have. And it's really hard to figure out if there's going to be a delay if you're using only upright cards. The other thing that struck me about this three is some people want to know what to do with a deck that doesn't have illustrations on each card. So what you can do is you can think, okay, the third major trump is the Empress. So the three of batons is going to be the Empress in the area of batons. So because the Empress represents comfort and harmony and productivity, right, then the three of batons would be, because batons represents energy and enterprise and business, then it looks good for business. Or it looks that it's an indication that you're going to have energy and more to get things done, or you're going to be enthusiastic and confident, right? The Empress and the suit of batons. But the fact that it's upside down and reversed, then we would maybe say that you're overconfident, and so it'd be a good idea to step back and just make sure that your calculations are correct. Or that if you're depending on somebody, that they will actually do what they say they'll do, and that they understand clearly what you want them to do. Because with the three of batons upside down, it can easily be that they misunderstood what you thought, what they think you want, or maybe they got the date wrong. So check and double check. But the other card that I looked for was, I looked at this one, right? And we've got this person standing between the batons, but I thought this person looks kind of small compared to the batons, and I thought, is it the same in all the batons cards? So I've got this two of batons, and look, you can see that the person in the two of batons is about the same height as the batons themselves, whereas this person in the three is much smaller. And I think that can mean, if it's relevant, it means that the project represented by the batons is bigger than you. right? The person who is trying to make things come about and make things happen is going to find, if it's reversed, is going to find the project a bit too much to handle or too big to deal with, or they don't have enough experience to handle the situation correctly or to handle it well. Whereas if the Three of Batons is upright, it's a big project, but you grow into it, right? The little person growing into it and becoming taller and bigger. That's probably more than 5 minutes, so I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.